Alright, let's get into Psylocke, the psionic ninja baddie. Unlike other telepaths, she's able to focus her psychic powers into a constant weapon called the psionic dagger, which was that shit that you just saw right there. And she's also able to amplify her own body, enhancing her speed and strength, agility and durability. She's a swordsman. She's up there with Blade. Man, I was also a fan of Olivia Munn. I hope they bring her back. Hope Ryan Reynolds does something with it. But anyway, her story, Psylocke. This is the cover, and this is a variant cover. This is my favorite, by the way. I own this one. And it starts with her being a half hour late for an X-Men briefing at the factory in Alaska. That's also Ned Juggernaut's on the team now as the muscle. But Quentin calls her out, trolls her like, where the fuck you been at? And then we get to our first peek panel that shows us where she was at a few hours earlier. What the fuck she was doing. Look at this shit. She's upside down stabbing bad guys in the head. They're not dead, obviously. They're unconscious. And her art style is so peak. It's just showing you how fast she's moving like the ninja she is. Jumping around, flipping and shit gracefully. Like her psychic powers basically put her in super soldier tier. She saves a little girl named Mila. And Mila's dad was the one who sent Psylocke on a mission in the first place. They run into more goons, so Psylocke has to put Mila to sleep. And she makes a statement saying, "My psi blades affect the mind, not the flesh. No one here is dead, but they ain't gonna remember shit, neither will y'all." As she Naruto charges through these white belt goons, just look at Psylocke, you can't fuck with her. She delivers Mila to her dad, safe and sound, mission complete. Now with this main team mission, it's about adult mutants suddenly activating their X genes, which is kind of mysterious because they're supposed to do it as teenagers. But Cyclops ends up benching Psylocke from the team for at least a week because he feels that she's overworking herself and she looks tired and she needs a rest. They take off in a Blackbird. Psylocke doesn't like being lonely, so she goes to John Gray Crow's and they end up fucking. Lucky man. But she almost stabs him as a reflex of him waking her up. And she was also trained by the hand, you see right here in the panel. She gets a call from Devin, and Devin helps her out by making gadgets for her that are tailored to work with her psychic powers. Also got a lead on an AIM party where they're experimenting with mutant growth hormone technology. And it's at the Gila Hotel in Phoenix, Arizona. Devin explains his gadgets that Psylocke is wearing, saying that it amplifies thought projection over long distances. And it works too, because anyone that she walks past, she can kind of pick up their thoughts. And then AIM finally shows up with a slow release microderm needle, mutant growth hormone technology, and they're actually auctioning off kids. And Psylocke will not stand for that shit. She went through the same thing when she was a kid from the hand. So she walks on stage talking about, I'll take them all. And they're all like, done, 2.5 mil for the set of 5. Here it is, motherfucker. Skullbuster opens fire as Pierce is all like, we gotta protect the guests, not gun them down. Another amazing panel of Psylocke aura. Skullbuster's all like, hold still, and she's all like, no one ever taught me how, bitch. Gets a clear headshot with her side blade so she can see his memories and read his mind. Finds out that they're not just trafficked from the country, they're trafficked from everywhere, and there's more out there. But Pierce gets the drop on her and has her in a choke, while Skullbuster takes a bunch of MGH patches, 5 times the patches, 5 times the power. But he fucking mutates into something, I don't even know what it is, but Psylocke notices the fire and she needs to get the kids out. She pulls out a katana from her hair and frees herself with a psionic slash. And look at this next panel, sick ass panel, mate. Dude, Psylocke, from a fellow martial artist, she has the proper form. I'm loving her artwork. Her flow, her vibe, it's just so elegant. She's fucking 1v1ing this big ass creature by herself. Finally takes him down by the killing slice and stands over his punk ass body like the ninja queen she is. Dude, Psylocke would be perfect for Mortal Kombat. This is the cover for issue 2, and it's just picking up right where we left off on the last panel and shit. She stands over Skullbuster, foot on chest, reflecting on her flashback memories. She sees the fire getting too close to the kids, so she slices it and gets them the fuck out of there. Takes them all the way back to Alaska, the factory X-Men headquarters. She leaves them with Beast and he's all like, what the fuck? Then she goes back to New York, ready to get dirty in the trenches. Devin's kind of pissed and he's venting for cutting off communication earlier. And here she is doing her upside down splits like she's Chung-Li vibes and shit. Pulls up on Shinobi Shaw at his penthouse. He's over here in pool and shit. And he makes a comment. It is Quanon nowadays, right? Not Bessie. If you know, you know. If their relationship is complicated, don't ask. Shaw reveals that he's the one that tipped them off about AIM's mutant growth hormone and mutant child auction. So he helps her out a little bit, takes her to this fancy restaurant, goes down to this secret room to where he introduces her to the Cleaver Club. And the Cleaver Club actually turns out to be an underground mutant fight club. Like, imagine the fanciest restaurant, your favorite restaurant, and there's a fucking mutant fight club happening right underneath it. Shit's wild. But she walks up on a goon, punches his ass with her side blades, mind hacks him, tells him to open up that door, bitch. He's all like, yes, ma'am. Finds the other kids. Sets off a zap trap, goes unconscious, and wakes up in the fight pit. Now they're forced to fight or die in a 1v all battle royale, and if Psylocke doesn't do anything, she gets zapped. So like the ninja baddie warrior she is, she just starts aura farming, puts everyone to sleep. Amazing fucking panel right here. Look at her doing her thing, up in the air, legs in the air, booty in the air. Amazing artwork. I feel like she could give a Bat Family a run for her money, dude. Psylocke ain't fucking around. But Shinobi Shaw mutant ability is density manipulation. Someone tried to tackle his ass, and as soon as he got halfway in his body, fucking cuts him his half with his body, dude. Yeah, he's a different type of savage. But later on, during the date, she ends up ghosting his ass, sticks him with the invoice bill, and he's all like, well played, Psylocke. Played him like a fucking fiddle. Back at the factory, she runs into her door, finds John Greycrow's hand stapled to the fucking wall. The fuck? And this is my favorite cover for issue 3. Look at the drip. Psylocke is pressure. So we start off wondering who snuck into the factory and did this disgusting ass shit. In which it was actually killer robots waiting for a sneak attack, and Psylocke's aura goes over 9,000! Look at these peak panel action shots. This is why Psylocke is one of my favorite comics of 2025. She would make a good fucking Jedi if she was in Star Wars. My favorite color is purple. My favorite weapon's a katana. I'm simping. I'm glazing. Let me live! She gets to John Greycrow's and she sees that there was a fight that went down. And with every conflict leaves an impression. So she gets into her detective mode and she uses her psychic abilities to kind of figure out, get a better picture of what happened. She finds him at his secret hideout, still alive and mostly intact. And she shows some affection and they hug it out. And John Greycrow's so good for her, like I ship them. But even she was followed by these jobber ass robots back into Aura 9000. It's a fucking Psylocke comic. What do you expect? Look at this shit, mate. The motion of her swinging her sword with a purple aura flow, tracing her cuts, amazing. And by the way, John Greycrow has techno formation abilities, so he can pretty much technomorph his arm into a fucking Gatling gun. Sort of like how Apocalypse can do with his body, but on a smaller cyborg scale. Now Devin made Psylocke another psychic-powered infused gadget called Homing Kunai. And these things are zipping and flying all over the place like it's fucking Yondu Zero. Devin makes the weapons, Psylocke uses them. Now back at the factory, Beast fixes up John Greycrow, and Psylocke is about to investigate these dead mutated butterflies. And it leads her back to Shinobi Shaw, since he has a hobby of collecting butterflies. Shaw and Greycrow have a little squabble because they both have a thing for Psylocke, which, I mean, I don't blame them. Psylocke calms them both down and tells Shaw to spill, and Shaw recognizes the species of the butterfly, and he's all like, you got a lot more to worry about if this motherfucker ain't dead. Shaw explains that his name was Ty Hanover and he was born with a rare, fatal genetic condition, and he had to live life in isolation for a while, which kind of fucked him up and made him obsessed with death. Psylocke's all like, fuck all that shit, I want to know how he broke into the factory, I want to know why he cut off John Greycrow's arm, and I'm going at his ass right now. Pulls up to his mansion upstate New York and we get a reveal on who Ty Hanover is, and he doesn't look that menacing, but who knows what kind of shit he's hiding, mate. And that's Psylocke the Ninja Queen baddie for now, y'all. I'm loving this fucking story, it's high octane, that's just how I like it. See you guys in the next 2 issues.